Since 2015, Hyundai India has conducted the Great India Drive. We love the program. It's one of our favorite events of the year. And what we love about it so much is that every year they allow us the opportunity to go out and do what we like. What I mean by that is that they allow us to drive through different terrains, explore Indian culture, explore Indian history, and so much more. This year's Great India Drive program began in the Rann of Kutch, which was the first for me, and I think it was absolutely brilliant. Driving through the Rann of Kutch, driving to the famous roads, looking at the beautiful scenery, looking at the absolute abandonness of the terrain. I mean, it was an experience to be had. However, our leg of the Hyundai Great India Drive was Bihar. The state of Bihar, where I'd never been, was very interesting. It's something that we're exploring, and what we're exploring is something that's world famous, Madhubani paintings. How do we go about it? You'll see in the video later.
A lot of the existing viewers might already know what the Hyundai Great India Drive is. But for those of you who are not very familiar, let me explain. For the past many years, Hyundai has been partnering with us to do the Great India Drive. And I have to say, I've been on almost all of them. And personally, it's one of the highlight drives of the year for me. Why is it so great? Well, Hyundai tells us to pick up one idea, one concept, one location for our story to promote Indian culture, Indian food, Indian art, Indian architecture, Indian history, and we have so much of it. So today, for our Great India Drive leg of this year, we are in Patna. In fact, this is the first time in my life that I've entered the state of Bihar, so that is going to be something fun to explore. And what we are looking forward to, looking to feature more details about are the very famous Madhubani paintings. What is so special about them? What makes them so popular? We'll find out all that and more in today's video. Now, when it comes to art, I know little or nothing about it, especially about Madhubani paintings. So, I asked a friend of mine to help out. The friend is Mr. Kailash Chandra. He's retired from official work now, but he's from the Madhubani area and he has taken great efforts to promote Madhubani paintings and Maithili culture in particular. Can you give us a brief synopsis of the history of Madhubani art and what has made it so famous and collectible now?
I'm not an artist, and at the same time, I'm not an art historian, but my experience is of my village, Rati, in Madhubani, and which, since my childhood, I have experienced, three things were very, intriguing and, a kind of a curiosity, about making, kovar ghar, where, newly wedded, bride and bridegroom, they stay for 4 nights. So that's called kovar ghar. And, again, village women, all the good signs, all the rituals. And then you have a temple, generally Lord Shiva's temple. At the same time, part of the village, I was noticing other castes and communities, how their paintings used to be, how their religious, rituals, how their gods and goddesses. But Madhubani paintings primarily was, a sort of Mathil Brahmins and Mathil caste kind of. There was W.G. Archer, William, G. Archer, who was SDO of Madhubani. And during 1934, I think he joined, SDO there around 33. And so there was a big earthquake, in that area. North Bihar, actually in entire Bihar, but North Bihar was severely affected. So W.G. Archer did the kind of survey of for the relief of the, and then Archer noticed, while sitting in the courtyard on the mud walls, it used to be mud walls, all those kovar ghar he noticed actually. And then at some point, I will say in 40s, he wrote an article in Mark, the Tata's prestigious art journal, and so the first time Archer took photographs of those on the mud walls, and then a lot of those photographs are in British Library in London. And after that, first French came, they made the movie on Rati and the Mithila, and then the American, 70s, 80s, and 90s. In 2000, then, it's more started spreading, like Delhi Heart in, and Bihar government, Amrapali. Then from the paints, from the natural paints, which they used to make themselves, it, switched over to synthetic paints. And that was I will say, fine, you make money, but at the same time, art goes, that thing. And then all the, commercialization brings groupism, all sorts of negative things. I don't want to talk, on those, but that's the way it has started.
I'm looking forward to seeing some excellent Madhubani art.
Sure.
Let's start.
An obvious question to ask about Madhubani paintings is, how old is the art form? Well, while we don't have the exact timeline, we do know that the paintings have been around for centuries. In fact, while the art form is now used in various mediums such as paper, clothes, and other materials, originally the Madhubani paintings were actually done on mud walls. In fact, Madhubani paintings were a sort of art form that women of the villages in the Madhubani region did to celebrate occasions such as marriages, childbirth, etc. In fact, the modern form of Madhubani paintings that we see on paper and other materials started around the late 1960s, where art experts from Europe and America got to know of the art form and encouraged its expansion. Another change that happened to the art form is that originally Madhubani paintings were made using natural colors from flowers and plants. However, as their appeal and demand has gone up, now the paintings are usually made out of synthetic colors and material. One of the most famous Madhubani painting artists that we had an opportunity to meet was Dulari Devi. She was nationally recognized and awarded the Padma Shri in 2021. Belonging to the fishermen community, Mallas as they're called, the community in Bihar, she started learning the art of Madhubani paintings from another legendary painter, Mahasundari Devi, in whose house she used to do household chores. Now a well-known global name, Dulari Devi's paintings are much in demand and sell at very valuable prices and have led to her financial upliftment. The key about Madhubani paintings, as Dulari Devi herself told us, is about fine details, particular attention to the nature around them, including humans, animals, fishery, flora and fauna, and integrating the rural scenes of Bihar onto their canvas.